Hey, what's up amigos? Today I'm going to show you how to color grade your photos using LUTs. Stay tuned. Please support me by subscribing to my YouTube channel. So LUTs stands for Lookup tables, and it's mainly used by filmmakers to color grade their footage. And to give you an example, let's scroll down here. This is Lotify.me, and they have free available LUTs to download. I'm going to show you how to download these in a bit. But let me show you an example of a LUT usage. What you're currently looking at is a split between the same file, in which the filmmakers would shoot a log, which is a flat profile to preserve the details and the highlights of the shadows, and then apply a LUT and color grade their footage. Now, of course, there are many different LUTs and different looks, in which I'm going to show you in a bit. All right, let's move onward, and let me show you how to download the free LUTs from Lotify.me. So all you have to do is enter your name, email, and subscribe. You'll be receiving a link to download a compressed folder. Once you uncompress the folder, navigate to the standard Rec 709. Rec 709 is basically the display standard to your monitors, your TVs, the final basically display in which you'll have your files rendered on or displayed on. So what you need to do is copy these to your Adobe Photoshop folder. Under the Adobe Photoshop, there's the presets, and then there is the 3D LUTs. So go ahead and copy these there. Additionally, I'll be copying these two. So what I have here are two LUTs that I've created, and the third file is a LUT that I purchased from Color Grading Central. I'll leave a link in the description below. All right, now I've already copied these, so let me copy these ones to that folder, like so. And we're done. We've installed the LUTs. Now let me show you how to use them in Adobe Photoshop. All right, I'll be showing you 4 examples how to apply LUT to your car photos. To start with, we're going to start with this shot, rig shot. So I'm going to edit it in Adobe Photoshop. All right, now that we are in Photoshop, let me show you how to load a 3D LUT. Head to the adjustment tools and add a color lookup adjustment. From the properties, go to the drop down, and now you will see all the LUTs that we've added, plus the LUTs that are available with Photoshop. Basically, there are some LUTs that comes in with Photoshop, but they're still good. But because I couldn't find something that suits my photos, I made my own, which is the MOOT, stands for Origin Teal, and the Mo Warm, which gives that warmth to the photo, and we're going to explore this in a bit. So these are the ones that we've downloaded, and if you cycle through, you would see the different effects. Now it's worth to mention that you need to find a LUT that complements the look. Some LUTs just wouldn't work. Some LUTs were made for, let's say, darker images. Some LUTs were made for brighter images, or some were created for warmer photos, and some were created for cooler, colder photos. What I'm going to end up using is one of my LUTs that I've created, and that's the Mo Warm, and that adds up a lot of warmth to the photo. Now here's the workflow of LUTs. LUTs would be added after you added contrast, saturation, and sharpness, just before you start color grading your footage or your photo. So now I've added this warmth look. Now I like how it looks down here, but I'm not sure about the highlights. I can do one of the two, either add a mask and mask it out. 2, which is a better way, I'll go to the blending option. And now what I'm going to use basically is the blend if option within the blending options. And we'll mainly use the underlaying layer, which is this one right here. Now what we'll be telling Photoshop is, hey Photoshop, I want the highlights from the lower layer to pop out through the layer above, which is the color lookup. So it's like masking in a way. So if you start moving the slider to the left, which is the highlights, telling them, well, I want the highlights to appear, you'll see that the highlights from the layer below started to come through, let's say, the upper layer, which is the color lookup layer. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Now you can see it started having these artifacts, and we need to feather this out. And we do so by holding Alt and drag the slider, and it starts feathering things out. And we need to find the right amount, which I think about here. And that's it. Pretty simple. Click OK. This is before, and this is the after. It's a lot of change. What you could also do, if you find it too intense, you can dial it down. I think I'll stick to 85%. I like the look. Right now I'm going to save it and take it back into Lightroom. Right now that we're in Lightroom, we can finalize the look. I can add more clarity, like so. And I will add that faded, washed out look. And the way to do this is using the curve adjustment tool, or the tone curve. That's what they call it here, sorry. And I'll basically create these 3 points, and I'm going to raise the shadows up. Let's raise that a little bit up. There you go. And now I'm going to adjust the crop, reframe the shot. Like so, and we're done. This is how it looks before. This is how it looks after. All right, I'll move up to the next example, and we're going to make that faster. I'll edit in Adobe Photoshop. Let's set up a lookup table. And we're going to use one of the LUTs that we've downloaded from Lotify Me. And that would be the hidden night. That would fit the image. And I'm going to lower the intensity of this photo to around 50%. Before and after. Maybe lower. Okay. And I'm going to add the curve adjustment here. So curves. And I'm going to fade it. Raise the blacks. Alright, let's save that. Now I'm back in Lightroom. I can again add more clarity. Not too much. I can adjust the reds from the HSL. Can saturate the reds. So this is the before, now this is the after. I've noticed that we might be able to increase the whites, move the white slider up a bit and see how that reacts. That's good enough. All right, moving forward with my next example on my favorite shot of the kicks. So I'm going to add a color lookup, and I'm going to use one of my LUTs, which is the Mo OT Origin Teal. Now, this looks good, and we're going to adjust it, but I think we're missing one step. I feel that this area here should be darker for this look to work. So let's adjust this with a camera raw filter. I'm going to add a graduated filter to darken this area. Like so. I kind of like the settings. This is what I've previously perhaps have used. All right, let's click OK. And now we're going to see the before and after first. And now we're going to apply the look. Great. And I'm going to dial it down. Say around here. I like that. This is the before. This is the after. Going to add a curves adjustment, and let's raise up the shadows. Maybe somewhere around there. It's just enough. There you go. Let's save that. Now, if you want to furtherly grade the photo, you can add up. Let's add a curve, or let's not use the curves. Let's use the color balance. And now I can, let's say, select the highlights, add more yellows to the highlights. This is just as an example. And then I'll move to the shadows and add, let's say, blues and cyans to the shadow, just like so. So this is the before, this is the after. All right, let's quickly have a look at the before and after. So this is the before, and this is the after. All right, to our last example with the McLaren. Let's add up a color lookup adjustment. And I'm going to use the Osiris from Color Grading Central, Vision 6, Rec 709. And it looks okay. However, I'm not liking the color shift in the highlights. So if you see the before and after. So what I can do is go to the blending options. All right, now we'll do the same thing that we did with the first picture, and that is asking Photoshop to bring out the original highlights through the color lookup layer. So I'm going to slide the slider to the left. And I'm going to feather it out. Let me have a better look down here. It's a bit trickier to work with. Around there. Now bear in mind you can do the same with the shadows. So if you move the shadow slider to the left, you can see we're getting rid of the colors, but we wouldn't want to do that a lot. So I'm going to say here, and then I'm going to feather it by pressing Alt and moving the slider to the left. Sorry, to the right. Lost the sense of directions. And that's it. Click OK. I'll see that before and after. We can dial it down 70%. And that's it. So this is the before and this is the after. Alright amigo, that was it. I hope this video was helpful. Please do follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and check out the links in the description below. Up until the next video, amigos.